As a child, we all long for a hero. As a society as a whole, we search for that leader that can be our hero. But as we mature and as we grow, it dawned on us that the hero is inside every one of us. And in the world's social media, we all start at zero. And slowly we search deep within ourselves to find who we are. And we have that moment of truth where we embrace that the hero that we've been searching for has been there all along. It is living deep inside of every one of us. And we start embracing that journey and we become that hero that we search for.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 120 of Zero to Hero presented by J29 Creative Group. It's been a while, but we've got another awesome guest that is coming to you. Her name is Lori Perry. She is the president of Diamond Contractors, Inc. So let's go ahead and bring her in. Lori, how are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you, Gino?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for joining us from your beautiful conference room there. I love the live edge. We were talking about that a little bit on the before the show here. So tell me, before we really get into this, what is Diamond Contractors, Inc.? What do you guys do? What do you guys have coming up?
Okay, Diamond Contractors is a national commercial general contractor. So we work in 46 states now for customers or clients like CVS Health, Chick-fil-A, Advanced Auto, Mattress Firm. I don't know. There's about 20 of them. So I'm sorry if I don't remember.
No worries. You have a fantastic client list and you do construction, like you said, kind of all over the country. What are some of the different types of construction that you guys do?
Well, we mostly do like remodels of existing stores, but we also do some ground ups. Probably our niche is open remodels and remodels of existing spaces, and then rollouts, which is when a client, let's say, like for CVS Health, one year we went around and we installed 1,200 safes for them. So you wouldn't really think about that as construction, but if a national retailer needs something done, we just know how to do the logistics and make it all happen for them.
Absolutely. I know those rollouts go quick. There was like a Valvoline that popped up next to my house and it was like, I think a month, and they had that thing done and they were already servicing cars and everything. I was like, this is incredible. There's got to be somebody behind that. And obviously it's folks like you that are able to get out there and knock out stuff really quick. So that's really cool.
Well, right, because retail national clients like to have their stores up and running and get things sold. So we always say we're a fast track specialist because we know how to get in there and do the logistics to make things happen very quickly. And
Absolutely.
most of us in our leadership team and our project management team, we literally work or are on call 24/7.
Wow.
Because things go so fast and we have to be right on top of it.
Incredible. Incredible. And obviously every day that, it's not open is a day of lost profit, right? So the quicker we can get those things up and moving, the faster that we're making money. So that's definitely a beautiful thing. Well, Lori, let's get into it here. I'm going to ask you, I know Diamond Contractors has been the passion for the last 30 years, but I'm going to ask you to separate yourself a little bit from that. So outside of Diamond Contractors, who is Lori Perry? Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, first and foremost, I'm a mom and a granny. That's always been the number one thing in my life. So I've been doing this for 30 years. My youngest son just turned 40. He works with me at Diamond. My daughter is 44, and she is actually the president of Diamond now, and I'm the CEO. So
gotcha.
My husband, Derek, is my son-in-law, and another son lives in Arizona, and I work with them in a little bit different way. So I do Diamond Contractors, but I get to do it with my kids and my family, some nieces, some in-laws. So I would say who I am outside of Diamond is I'm very family oriented, but at the same time, my family's inside Diamond Contractors, so I get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's very rare to see such a large business, maybe outside of Walmart, right? That is so family oriented. That's fantastic. I love hearing that everybody's kind of got their hands. I mean, obviously some are directly involved in the day to day, right? But it sounds like everybody's got a little piece here and there.
Well, my daughter, my son-in-law, and then Jamie Lane, who was my kid's best friend growing up.
I love that.
They're the leadership team with me, and they really are the leaders, the dream team. They
I
are. They're
love
so
that.
good at what they do. They're not. They don't run this, help run it because they're related. They help run it because they're just really good. And I always say, so we work in 46 states, okay? And people always think, how can you do that? How can you do construction in 46 states? But we send our diamond contractor employee superintendents, the job site superintendents, and sometimes a couple of our carpenters. So we'll send them to Miami, say for an advanced auto, and then we hire local subcontractors like electricians and plumbers and sprinkler companies and framing and drywall companies. We hire them locally. And then we just, between video calls and daily photographs and everything, phone calls, we keep our hand on the pulse no matter where it is. And it's just a plane ride away for us. So that it's like, we've been doing it for so long and my whole family's been doing it for so long. I don't know. We make it look easy, I guess.
I love that. Talk to me a little bit about that. So obviously, I mean, you guys have been around since 1994, right? And kind of
Yes.
that scope and the tools and everything has kind of changed. And I know we kind of have expanded over the last 30 years into different states as well. But talk to me kind of what that used to look like, kind of before the Zoom, before FaceTime, before we could just send pictures, how has that
That's
evolved for you?
Yeah, that is a great question. So I just started in 1994 just in a bedroom in my house because I had no intention of becoming a nationwide general contractor. I've been told I have no traits of whatever it is, that 7 traits of highly successful people or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have any of those because I didn't have any goals. I just had worked for another general contractor for 3 or 4 years, and I had gone out on my jobs all the time, and I had been the one to stomp the dumpster and clean the toilets before we turned it over and everything. And so I, I made good profit. And so for 3 or 4 years, we just couldn't get on the same page with this other general contractor on what compensation should be. So I'm pretty money motivated. So I decided go out on my own. Many, many times in the past, in the early years, I was up 36 straight hours to turn over a project to make sure it was really good. So I started in a bedroom in my home, and I would be home for like a soccer game for my kids. Then I'd fly out and I would do these jobs. And back then we only had like maybe 1 or 2 at a time. And I'd fax things to
Yeah.
the subcontractors. I think there was email, but somehow maybe I didn't know how to use it in the way it is now. So I would fax things. I would send drawings out to subcontractors by priority mail, as opposed to today, we just send it digitally.
Yeah.
And so I just worked in a little bedroom in my house. Wherever I was working. And so it just slowly kept growing. So in the 1990s, we built over 350 new Payless Shoe Source stores, if you
Wow.
remember. If you're old
Yep.
enough to remember
Oh
Payless
yeah.
stores,
Oh
and
yeah.
remodeled over 350.
Wow.
So, and then we went into Blockbuster Video, if you're young enough to
Yeah. Oh
remember
yeah.
Blockbuster Video. So both of them are gone, but we had like a 20-year relationship with Payless and probably 15 with Blockbuster before they went out. And I know in the late 1990s, we built more Blockbusters than anybody else in the country. And that was just
Wow.
out of my office, out of my house.
Yeah.
So with my kids helping by then one of them had started having kids. And so we would bounce babies on our lap and we would type as fast as we could. And so anyway, it was crazy. And I really had a lot of opportunities considering I was a woman-owned business in the 1990s. I actually did have a lot of opportunities, but my clients would tell me, Diamond made him look good, because if you give me a job, I'm going to do whatever I have to do. I'm going to stay up all night. I'm going to finish that job. So
Yeah.
I'm not a very good salesperson, but if you give me a job, I'm going to finish it. So
That's a pretty good pitch. It sounds like to me, for sure. And obviously, I mean, that just goes to show, right? Like the grit alone is sometimes all it takes, right? The grit and the know-how. It sounds like that's kind of where Diamond came from to this
yeah,
huge 46 state company now. That how many projects do you guys have going on right now? Just out of
I think
curiosity.
17 or 18.
Wow.
Which that's where we're really comfortable,
Yeah.
anywhere from, I like to have 12 to 16, 17. We've got 6 project managers. And so that gives each project manager maybe between 2 and 4 at a time.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're bumped up to 5. Somebody has 5, but that gives us the opportunity to give a whole lot of individual attention to it.
Yeah.
I don't ever want our clients just to be a number. I want to know every single client. I want to know what they want and need on a project. And so between all of us, my kids are just used to it. We travel, but we are always working. We don't go on vacation. We just work from different places
There you go.
sometimes.
Go see a
I
different
mean,
place while you're working.
yeah, but people have asked me, like, oh, do you have your construction degree? Well, the truth is, I dropped out of high school because I was bored. And then I dropped out of college because I got married in 1978, something like that. So they ask me, what my background is. And I always say, well, I was a mom. And if you're a mom, you know how to organize and you know the logistics of making things happen. And so, and then I had this work ethic. So I was a mom and I was a work ethic, and I learned construction and taught it to my kids. And I don't know, that's
Here
what we
we are.
do.
I
That's who we
love it.
are. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love that you were sending faxes to anybody under probably 22 years old. You just were talking slang a couple minutes ago. That's yeah. You used to be able to like send things before email, and it would print on a piece of paper. It was like an
Yeah.
email, but it would just print out right there in your shop. That's so funny. So going
And
back to
I started out with like a pager, with the
yeah,
other general contractor. That was back in the days when there were pagers.
yeah,
And then you would have to run around and find
a payphone.
a payphone. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
payphone. And so it's been a lot of
I
years since
love
I've
it.
had a cell phone. I don't know what on earth. I always think that, what on earth did we do before
Oh
cell
man.
phones and email, where we could
Yeah.
just get things done, in an
Right.
instant?
I was just talking to my daughter about that yesterday. I was like, we used to have to remember phone numbers. We didn't have information at our fingertips all the time. If you wanted to watch TV, you had to be at the TV when the show came on. It was a wild world we used to live in.
That's
Nothing
exactly
was on demand. It was all on whatever else's time
right.
that we were trying
Yeah.
to do for sure.
Lots of crazy changes in 30
Yeah.
years. I mean, not just in our company that has slowly grown. And it's funny because I never cared about growing my company. I never had a goal to grow my company. A few years ago, we almost doubled our sales.
Wow.
Was not intentional.
Yeah.
It's just when people call and they need our help, then we just go, well, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to make hay while the sun shines. We're going
Yeah.
to work while we have the work, because what if next year we don't have the work? And so far in 30 years, with the exception of like maybe 2007, 2008,
Right.
when it
Yep.
was a little bit
A little
iffy.
dicey for real estate.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little dicey. Every year besides that is we are so busy, and there's not enough hours in the day for us to do everything we do. But my mom used to tell me I'm like a depression baby, like somebody that was, raised in the 1930s, which I wasn't born till 1959 to be
Oh my
clear.
gosh, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah, so I'm 65 right now. And
Wow.
but I'm always, trying to tuck away nuts for the winter, like
Yeah.
being very careful. And one thing is, I'm very frugal and I'm very careful with money, and I keep track of it very carefully. So that's been a huge thing. So back in 1994, it was mostly just me. and I would be the superintendent, and I would fly back, and I would pay the subcontractors, and I would go to soccer games, and then I would, work till 1 o'clock in the morning. Then I'd get up at 3:30 to fly out again. So I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
So,
good. Yeah,
yeah,
and you shouldn't need to, right? Obviously, well, I think kind of what I'm hearing from you, the quality of Diamond is really what keeps people coming back, right? I mean, especially if we're not trying to grow the business and it's just doing it on its own. I think it really speaks to, the professionalism, I'm sure, the quality of the work that you guys do, and then the communication with the clients as well. It sounds like that word has spread far and wide, and I don't think you guys would be slowing down anytime soon.
yeah, yeah. People keep calling us because we don't really do a lot of marketing. We have a
Yeah.
website and stuff, and we want to get more involved in Kansas City. And so I have a team in Kansas City, Sean Noland and Noah. They're a project management team. They're better like with one-off, like a real estate company that wants to build out their offices. They're really good with visiting with them every day and helping them design it, and they're there every day. We don't have that same opportunity nationally. So Kansas City, our team gives a lot of design build help. Nationally, our clients already know what they want. They already have the drawings. They're the same as they do every day, Pinky. I mean, so they just send us the drawings and we execute. And so it's more about the logistics and moving people around and equipment around. We call it, we move our chess pieces around constantly.
Yeah.
Every week we have a manpower meeting that Jamie runs, and we figure out, okay, which carpenter needs to be, which skills do we need here, who gets along with who. We build our teams. We hand build each team for each project, depending on what they need. So
That's awesome. It's almost
oh,
like a game of Risk. That's
yeah,
that's incredible.
exactly. You said a second ago, you said the huge word, communication. And in this company, we always say communication is queen.
Yeah, I love
Okay.
that. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, it just is. Oh my gosh. It's probably our number one thing that I would tell clients or employees, that I do tell clients and employees, and is constant communication. Because like 99% of it, there's a lot of people that have skills and know how to read drawings and know how to build things. But what absolutely sets us apart is we are huge communicators. Everybody is. And if that's not your natural fit, by the time you've worked here for a little bit, we force it upon you. You
We're getting
have to
figured out.
communicate with us, with each other, and especially with the client. You
Yeah,
have to communicate. So
absolutely.
that is our superpower.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it.
Communication is our superpower.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, and I love that you said you want to get more involved with Kansas City. I mean, it's definitely the perfect time to. We're flexing all over the place, right, nationwide, which is huge. Back when we started the company in '94, not so much, right? We were kind of we were struggling a little bit, right? Union Station was still run down, right?
Oh
But then
yeah.
in the world of like marketing and the internet, right, there wasn't as much as we've got now. So that kind of leads us to the next question. When in '94 when we started, there was no social media, right? There was
Right.
no online marketing really. But tell us a little bit about that journey. So obviously when we started, the LinkedIn or the Facebook page, 0 likes, 0 followers, 0 posts,
Yeah.
nothing, to where
Nothing.
you're at now. So tell me a little bit about what that's been for you, kind of moving into that digital age of putting Diamond out there a little bit.
That's a really good question. I just remembered, we didn't have the internet in 1994. Or if we did, I wasn't
Wasn't very
dialed in.
utilized.
So I
Yeah.
had to go to the library and get the microfiche and print out papers of electricians, let's say in Nashville, Tennessee, and call those
Wow.
electricians. Now we have a building platform, an online platform. We put our drawings on and we invite people to bid. It's so much. That part is easier. But as far as social media, okay, that's not my strength, okay, at all. I I don't even know when Facebook started, and I don't know when LinkedIn started, but right, for at least 10 years, I would
Yeah.
say, or maybe 15 years we didn't. I'm trying to think. I don't even know that we had much of a website before 2010, maybe. And so we had at 2016, 2017, we actually had a real website built. And they have done SEO for local a little bit. But I mean, that's not really how we get our clients at all. And so, and I am on LinkedIn, but I don't know how to use any of those platforms actually. The only thing I know how to do is just do a great job. And then that person, like Mike Hustle with Payless Shoe Source went to CVS and he took us with him. And Mike Urio went from Payless Shoe Source to Bed Bath & Beyond and took us with him. And we worked for them for 20 years. And Ron Kelso worked at Payless Shoe Source and took us to Blockbuster Video. So a lot, that's how we get our businesses, word of mouth or people just talking. And I'm not good with social media.
And that's okay. Hey, you know, somebody over there is posting for you guys and showing some beautiful things for sure.
Somebody's posted a few things, I think, on Facebook. And this last few months I've been saying, because like a year ago we weren't doing anything. I said, you guys start like taking a picture of us on, on our Thanksgiving company lunch and post it.
Yeah.
And so we're supposed to be doing that, and we're going to do it any minute.
I love it. I love it. We're getting there. Perfect. Well, let's go into the next one here, Lori. So every superhero kind of has a defining moment, right? In their story. What do you think yours was, not only when it comes to your career, but your life as well?
Golly, that is a hard question. I always go back to being a mom. I just am, because it's so important to me. I want to build this for my kids too, and so that's probably where it started. I will tell you, I read a quote when I first started this in 91, when I started working for another company. And this is one of the quotes, or the only quote I always go back to. And it was, when I reach the end of my days, a moment or two from now, I must look backwards on something besides the pursuit of houses and land and stocks and bonds. If I cannot look back on my life and remember a loving family, a consistent investment in the lives of others, and service to others, then it will all be a waste. So I will say that we as a family, and we as a Diamond Contractors family, we try to remember that little snapshot of a motto. And so when we try to care about each other's lives too. There was a year and a half ago, there was somebody amongst us that didn't have a place to live. And so we went into project manager mode, and we bought a trailer, and we all got furniture, and within a week, she's set up in a nice trailer park with a 3-bedroom trailer, and she's paying rent, and she's still here. And so we really try to take care about each other's lives, each other's mental health, physical health, just like my daughter makes sure every single person in this company has one of those desks that stand.
I love it.
Everybody that wants it has a treadmill, because we want them to move. We want them to get up and move. And so I told you I'm money motivated. And so I probably work 7 days a week, and sometimes 8 or 10 or 15 or 16 hours. But sometimes on the weekends, only 2 or 3. If I take a little bit of time off. So I do a lot of work, but I hold myself accountable, and Diamond employees hold ourselves accountable that we can do that. We can try to, make the money, bring in the money, but we better do a good job caring about each other. And I think we've been really successful about the caring about each other. All of them. They care about me. I care about them. Everybody.
No, that's beautiful. No, it sounds like you guys are very intentional with all of your relationships that you have, whether it's client or in-house, or I'm sure just in your regular lives as well, which is hugely important, right? Even more so now, I think, where it seems
You're
like there's just a little less love around.
yeah, number one, you are a really good interviewer.
Oh, thank
Assuming
you.
you know that
You
because
make me blush.
I'm not usually interviewed, but you're asking such great questions
Oh,
and
thank
being
you.
intentional. That's what we say all the time. We don't have drama in here. So I think that helps our success because we're all, if there's somebody that wants to bring toxicity or drama, they don't end up getting to stay here very long because we all guard it at the door. Come in and be real and be sincere and care about each other and do a great job. I always say, our clients want our bar to be way up here. And so in order to keep our clients, our bar has to be here. I'm a high school dropout, but I was a straight A student. So my bar's up here and I'm not going to lower it for anybody. And so we keep our bar up here. We don't do drama. We work really hard. And we have a ton of fun.
I
We
love it.
have a ton of fun. So
Makes it a little better to be able to work all week long when you guys are having fun doing it,
yeah,
right? I mean, it's you got to be
yeah,
able to enjoy it to work that much. Otherwise, the mental health goes down. So I
yeah,
mean, it sounds
exactly.
like that work environment is
Yeah,
definitely something you guys need to protect, especially with the volume that you guys do. It's incredible.
yeah. We just, even when we're stressed, we make it funny. We make it funny. We laugh at ourselves. We laugh at our clients. We laugh
I
at,
love it.
at each other. So we make it fun and we work very hard.
I
So
love it. I love
yeah.
it. Well, Lori, every hero has attributes that kind of define what they are, as do villains, right? We have attributes on both sides. What do you think are really the attributes that define more of what that hero side is?
I sure don't think of myself as a hero. So I'm trying to,
Most heroes don't.
yeah, not what's because I'm not. I'm not. I think my kids have made me be a better person because I'm a passionate person. I'm a very intense person. Getting the job done and getting it done well is just huge. And so my daughter especially, but my kids have made me by not taking me seriously since they were 12 probably and and making me be more intentional about caring about people and stuff. So I think I do pretty okay about that now, but it's been a journey to get there, to put people, to put as importance on people too. And but I think I've been pushed there by my kids. I
Yeah,
have.
I love it.
So
It's really funny that you say that, and I've never been able to really put it in words what that difference is, right? But I think it is, just caring about people more when you become a parent, whether that's mom or dad or whatever side you're on, right? But there's something that changes, right? When you bring your own life into this world, right? Or your own children into this world and life, right? And it's just a different perspective that you
well,
get.
and they're in their 40s now.
Yeah.
And I've got a strong personality and I raised three very strong
No,
personalities.
I don't believe
And
that.
oh, they are they're like
I'm sure.
double me. So
Are they?
oh, they are. And
I
so I
love it.
pretty much do what I'm told most of the time. But they're also smart and have good ideas. So yeah, you care about people as a mom, but specifically, they have coached me very specifically to be more tolerant, to be more, uh, inclusive. They've coached me all the way. And I also want to say my daughter-in-law Brooke is she's got her marketing degree for the social media. So she's going to help us up our game a little
love
bit
it.
because it's not my strength. And my son-in-law is really good now at construction. He's been my son-in-law and one of my best friends for 25 years.
Oh, that's so
So we
sweet.
got him when he was 19. And so he's there, like each one of us have these pieces that pieces of the pie or pieces of the puzzle that make us so strong and that make me strong. They
I
do.
love that. I
They
love
do because they require me to be a better person.
that. I love it. They're not letting anything slip over there, huh?
They do not. That's exactly right. Not since they
Uh,
were maybe 6. I don't know. They don't let me get
that's
by with
awesome.
anything, but they're straightening me out. So
That's
it's good.
funny.
It makes a good combination.
Absolutely. I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, Lori, I know you don't think of yourself as a hero. I bet if I talk to some people that have been at Diamond for the last 20 to 30 years, they would probably disagree with you. So I'm going to ask you to compare yourself to a superhero here. If you did have to compare yourself to any superhero that's out there, who best relates to Lori Perry? And tell us a couple reasons why.
Oh gosh. Is that cartoon character that is a whirling dervish? Is that a superhero?
Yeah,
The
okay.
Tasmanian
Oh God,
devil.
yeah.
Hey, is the Tasmanian
I
devil
love
a
it. Hey, let's
superhero?
roll with it. Let's roll with it. Tell us why.
Um, because I move fast. I do think fast. I have one talent, and it's my brain, and so that's it. I can't cook. I can't do anything else, but I can type really fast and I can think fast. So whatever superhero can do that,
I
that's
love
what I
it.
would say. I I just I just move fast, and for people who don't like it, I've been compared to the Tasmanian devil. That anybody within my sphere gets sucked up in my crazy what's it, I Vida Loca or whatever it is, my crazy life.
I love it.
But also, I will say, um, I am married to my high school sweetheart, but we were apart for 41 years
Wow.
before I found him 6.5 years ago. He found me. He
I
found
love
me.
it.
And within 5 weeks, he quit his job, moved up to Kansas City, and we are inseparable. So
Wow.
for the last 6.5 years, and he has just stepped right into my crazy life and never broken stride. He
Just
just like
dancing with you the whole way, huh?
it's just nuts. So literally I have the best of all worlds. So whatever superhero just gets to work with their kids and work with their husband and loves every minute, that's who I am. So
Elastigirl. I think Elastigirl would be a good one for you, Lori. She's her arms stretched all the way around the world.
okay,
Yeah. I think
I'll
that would
go
be a
with
good one
that.
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, because man, I can flex on a dime because I have to for my clients. I
Yeah.
can, you can tell me tonight you want me to start a job tomorrow in New York, and I'm gonna figure out a way to make it happen.
I
So
love it.
yeah,
And the whole family is
Elastigirl.
involved, which is it's perfect. Yeah, we
Okay,
got a new we got a new one for you.
okay, that's perfect. I like that a little better than the Tasmanian devil. So thank you.
I love it. Oh, and I get that side of it too. I mean, you're all over the place, right? There's only one way to do that kind of stuff, and it's to get there fast. So,
Yep.
Lori Perry, you have been absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for joining us on the show today. Where can people find you guys? Where can they? What's the website? How can they connect with you?
Diamondcontractors.com, right? Yeah,
Absolutely, you got it.
and
And then you can connect with Lori on LinkedIn as well. She's on
oh, that's
there.
good.
And then Diamond Contractors does have a Facebook page as well. So go out there and give them a follow. It sounds like there's going to be a lot more content happenings going on through
Yeah,
there
Brooke will
as
fix
well.
it.
So Brooke's on it. I love it. Well, Lori, thank you so much for coming on the show. Again, you have been absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you so much. You have been too. You made this very painless.
Oh,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Anybody out there watching, have a happy Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right.
Hey, are we still live? Hey guys, we're still live. Hey guys, this is Kevin Kwok, founder of J29 Creative Group. So who are we? a marketing agency here in Kansas City. We're all about a holistic approach to marketing that builds your brand and nurtures online community. But to be honest with you, you guys don't care.